Good morning to everyone. We are going to see the last part of Heron's formula. This is part number 8. This is the summary part, the last video of this total chapter. Section 8.4 summary. In the last video, we discussed about application of Heron's formula in finding area of quadrilaterals through some more examples. In this video, we are going to summarize the entire chapter. So, the three main aspects learnt in this chapter are: we discussed about perimeter and area of basic shapes, median and height of triangles. These are basically some definitions of triangles and also other shapes. Then we saw Heron's formula, which is nothing but square root of s into s minus a, s minus b, s minus c, and also all the steps, everything we studied in this chapter. And the third one is finding area of a quadrilateral by dividing it into two or more triangles. These are the three main aspects we saw in this chapter. Let us review all these in a little more detailed manner in the subsequent pages. So, what did we learn in this chapter? Recollected what is meant by perimeter, which is total length of sides, and area, space covered or occupied. Recollected formula for area of rectangles, that is L into B, and basic formula for area of triangles of B into H, and we also proved both of them. We checked whether we can use basic formula for area of triangles for different types of triangles. Yes, it was possible for right angle, quadrilateral, equilateral and isosceles, but it was not possible for scalene triangles unless we know the height of the triangle. We also learned formula for right angle triangles, that is half into product of sides other than hypotenuse, and a formula for equilateral triangle, which is a square by 4 into root 3. Learned a formula, Heron's formula, where square root of s and s minus a, we just saw a, b, c are sides and s is half of perimeter, and only if sides are given, even then we will be able to find the area of the triangle. And we also verified this for the areas of different types of triangles mentioned in the previous page. I have written as previous page, that was, yes, in the previous page whatever we mentioned, 3 types of triangles, we are able to prove that also. And discussed about application of Heron's formula in finding area of quadrilaterals by dividing it into 2 or more triangles. And understood what is meant by median of a triangle, that is line joining midpoint of one side to opposite vertex, and height of a triangle, the perpendicular line from the base to the opposite vertex, and also proved a property of triangle. Median divides a triangle into 2 equal parts. So many things we have learned from this chapter. Hope all of you have thoroughly understood. If you have doubt, see the video few times, but before that, once you see the video, note down all the points so that there is no need to see the video again and again. Your notes will definitely help you forever, but the videos will not be so clear even if you see so many times. If you note down in the manner you understand, that is the best way to learn. So, what next? We have now learnt most of the basics of Euclidean geometry as mentioned below. Again, I am summarizing right from the beginning, excluding Euclid's definition, axioms and theorems. Other things I have listed below. We started with properties of lines and angles. We then saw the basic shapes, triangles and quadrilaterals, that is basic shapes of triangles and quadrilaterals, their properties and formula for perimeter and area. That is what we saw in this chapter. We will be applying all the above in later chapters, where we will be discussing about area of combination of shapes, circles and surface area and volume of solids. So, now we have been seeing the basic shapes, that is basic polygons, triangles and quadrilaterals. Now that is sufficient. We have already seen the properties as well as formula for the basic shapes through lines and angles properties. Now we will be applying for any area of combination of shapes, whether it is a pentagon, hexagon or any complicated shapes. We will divide all these into either a triangle or a rectangle or a square, and then we will be able to find the perimeter and area. But we will also be learning about circles. In circles, again we will be using some of the properties of triangles, and we will also be learning about the next topic is surface area and volume of solids. So, we have seen single dimension, that is lines and angles, 2 dimension, that is surface area we saw, area and perimeter, those are 2 dimensions, that is rectangle, triangle. Then we will go to 3 dimensions, that is solids. We will see cylinders, cone, but again for finding out the surface area and volume, we will again be using the properties of lines and angles and triangles. So that is very important, as I told earlier, be thorough with these, all these basic, the first 2 points you are seeing, properties of lines and angles, properties of triangles and quadrilaterals, and area and perimeter of triangles and quadrilaterals. If you know these 2 thoroughly, you will be able to solve any problem in geometry. We will go to the next page. So so far what we have learnt as well as what we will be learning in Euclidean geometry are not dependent on any location or reference point, place or direction, or with reference to any other point. So we just saw a park, we just saw an agricultural field, but that agricultural field, whether it is in Hosododdi or whether it is in Sadhanapalya, we have not discussed those points. Discussing any shape or any object, let's see the subject which deals with how to locate any object with reference to any other object or a reference point. Suppose we have got Kanakapura Road, and if there is, our school is there, how far is our school, in which direction is our school from Kanakapura Road? If we want to know, then we need some reference point, that is Kanakapura Road should be known where it is. So how to identify any place in terms of directions, north, south, west and east, all these things are known as coordinate geometry or Cartesian system. We will be learning about this in the next chapter. Before we go to further chapters of Euclidean geometry, we will also be learning about this Cartesian system or coordinate geometry, so that we will be fully thorough in the entire geometry chapters. This we will be learning in the next chapter. So we summarize the entire chapter in this video, and we will learn about coordinate geometry or Cartesian system in the next chapter. There are a few questions, 5 questions. Note down all the points, all these questions, and then move to the next page. And of course, that's all for this video, and that's all for this chapter. I should thank all of you for patiently listening to me, and also I will be very happy if you have understood thoroughly, or if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me so that I will be able to clarify to you better. So with this, all the basics of all the geometry chapters we have learnt. So please thoroughly go through, thoroughly understand, and then move to the next chapter. Whenever you see the next chapter, ensure that you are fully thorough in all the chapters up to this, so that there is no confusion in the next chapter. Thank you once again to all of you.